Is Gunn's Supergirl DOA, dead on arrival? We've got some more news about what is going on with Supergirl. Now, let me say right up front, I am a fan of Milly Alcock as an actress. Okay, so this is nothing to do with her. But what I don't like, and this isn't even her, she's talking about the story. I think this is a problem for DC and James Gunn in general right now because I think this has been told far too often lately. This is kind of the story that I think people are sick of. They're sick of heroes who aren't very heroic, if I can put it that way. I think we've got a little bit of that girl power stuff in the way that people are sick of it about, it's okay to be bad. As she says here, it's okay to teaching girls. It says Supergirl teaches girls it's okay to be bad and messy. I think people are tired of that. I think as I'm recording this, Project Hail Mary is a great example. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. It is 100% a feel good movie. It doesn't have any of this type of stuff in it, and I think the people are looking for that. They're looking for, as much as it may be, what's the word I'm looking for right now? I don't want to say cringe. That's not necessarily the right word, but people are looking for a little more sincerity. They're looking for a superhero that is an actual superhero. Okay, and Supergirl, of course, this has sparked a lot of debate when you think about who Supergirl is from the comics and, of course, who James Gunn is as well. So they're wondering exactly what kind of message this film's going to deliver and whether bad and messy are really what we're looking for in Supergirl or any superhero at this point, right? But particularly one as iconic as Supergirl is. Apparently, she's going to be far from the polished, hopeful figure others associate with the character from the comics. She's apparently going to be more rebellious, emotionally raw, shaped by a far harsher upbringing than her cousin Superman. But here is the thing. The original comic book Supergirl is indeed characterized by being optimistic, by being kind-hearted, by being hopeful. She acts as a symbol of hope, despite all those experiences that we're alluding to here in this as well. Despite the profound trauma, losing her home, losing her family, her friends, all of that, everything that she went through that Superman didn't go through. Yet she came out of it as this very optimistic, very hopeful person. And I think a lot of people are just tired of this gray blah, these superheroes that they just can't even root for at this point. We've seen enough of it. We've seen enough of it. Now, to that point, like she says here, she doesn't want to be a hero until the end of the movie. Then she's like, I have to do this. Again, I don't know. I just, me personally, it's not something that I'm interested in. I want to see the Supergirl. And I don't mean the story has to be exactly like a specific story from the comics, but I want to see that Supergirl and what she embodies as a I was going to say as a human being, but you know what I mean. Now, a couple of other interesting things real quick that I want to talk about that are related to this. Now, Supergirl budget rumored to be only $100 million. Of course, there are thoughts out there that is not possible because there's also talk of reshoots because test screenings haven't gone well. So now I will say this, if this is true, I think this is really, really smart. I guess let me make sure that you can actually see the page. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? Here we go. Hold on. Okay, so I think that would be really good. I think a lot of movies. I think there was so much success with the MCU that budgets got out of control with superhero movies, and now that the box offices aren't there to go with it, these budgets have to be pared down. And I think a lot of it was waste in the first place. So there's no doubt that it can be done. Obviously, that makes it a lot more likely that Supergirl can do well at the box office in terms of returns. It doesn't take nearly as much as many people going to see the movie to make it a financial success, which ultimately is what matters if we want to keep the DCU going. So it's going to be interesting to see if we do ever find out Exactly. You know how that gets shady sometimes. I mean, Marvel did it too. Like years later, you'd find out that they completely lied about what a budget was. But here we go. We're gonna finish off with one more thing. HBO boss raises more red flags about James Gunn's DCU plans. So apparently, Casey Bloys may have just said the quiet part out loud about James Gunn's DCU on HBO. In his new interview with Variety, the HBO boss made it clear DC projects being judged script by him, not because they are part of some larger master plan. That makes it sound like Blois is the one really deciding gets greenlit on the TV side. Now, this is just the TV side, not Gunn. That was deliberate because I do base it on the script more than anything else. Forget about anybody, any plan, or anything like that. You have to do it based script by script. Is it a good script? Do we think it's interesting creatively? Do we think it makes sense as a show? Now, I would hope that there would be something, because obviously if you're incorporating it into the whole DCU, so at the time of when things are released matters, you do want to stick to something in terms of the formula of what it is that's going out there. So hopefully they have some sort of plan of, we want to do Supergirl, and then we want to do this Batman, and then whatever the case may be, and then you hopefully work on that product in terms of making sure you get a script for that, as opposed to greenlighting a script for something that was going to be 4 movies down the line in the future. So that's going to be interesting as well. And then the final thing I'll leave to you that we haven't even talked about yet, I haven't done a video on this in so long, and I really should have been keeping up. My apologies. This is brought up many times, but now we have something different, right? Is James Gunn going to be around long term for this? Now, let's set aside the James Gunn stuff, okay? Anytime a big studio has, new ownership, new executives, or maybe there's someone gets fired that is in charge of a certain slate of films that have been greenlit, someone else comes in, they may wipe them all clean, they may pick a couple because they want to make their stamp, right? They want their job to be dependent on what they greenlight and put out there, not what the person who just got fired put out there, right? So now, same thing in this situation. Paramount buys Warner Brothers, all new management coming in, they may not want to go forward with what James Gunn does, right? Simple as that. I'm not going to sit here and throw the proverbial bombs about, oh, James Gunn's going to be out and here comes Zack Snyder, and no, but just in terms of what has traditionally happened with studios when things like this happen, whether it's it's bought, or like I just said, a specific executive who's responsible for certain movies gets fired. New people want to put their stamp on things. If Paramount buys Warner Brothers, now they've got to make money. They've got to organize all this stuff. Someone else is going to be in charge. Their job's going to be dependent maybe on what DC does with the DCU. I'm just saying, James Gunn's job, like everyone else, is up in the air, despite what anybody might say. So it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know how far along they are on different projects in the pipeline as well, right? There's a lag time with movies and trying to turn things around as well. Sometimes you just eat it, like happened with Batgirl, right? You just finished product, never saw the light of day. It's in the vault. We'll never see it. So we're going to say it's going to be interesting, but this doesn't bode well for Supergirl. This does not bode well for Supergirl. I don't think it's what people want to see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if this is what the type of Supergirl you're looking for, or you want something more like the comics. Do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I will talk to you later.